Well, thank you for coming into this episode today. My name is Thomas Gibbs with U.S. Franchise Visa, and we've got Mr. Andy Bell, founder of Handyman Matters, on the phone, on the call today. We're very excited to have you. Thank you for being on here, Andy.
My pleasure, Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah, we're excited. You guys are the winner of Newsweek's 2019 Customer Service Award. You guys got started in 1998. And as the founder, you still love what you do and you're passionate about it. So I really get excited for the opportunity like that. And you guys have got 113 locations in 35 states. Now tell me a little bit, give us the overview, the who, what, when, where of Handyman Matters and how you guys got started. Thank you for being on today.
Yeah, thank you, Thomas. It's a privilege to be on your show. I'm Andy Bell, as you said, and I'm the founder of Handyman Matters. I started in 1998 as a refugee from the restaurant industry, and I was looking for something that had a little more conducive lifestyle towards. I had my first child on the way, so as his birth approached, I started looking, and I came across Handyman Matters. Actually, I was compelled to join the home improvement industry when my grandmother was going to get her asphalt driveway replaced, and the contractor asked for 50% down, and he never showed back up. Took her money. So as I dug into that and assisting her, I found that there was a huge opportunity, a huge gap that needed to be filled on the small to medium-sized home repairs in both residential and commercial properties, and do it with kind of that restaurant hospitality level service. So I combined the two and started in 1998, and here we are 21 years later. I've never had to work for another, and I'm pretty grateful for that.
Wow. Well, that certainly is a motivating factor to have someone in the family go through that, because that certainly will make you want to better things, right?
Yeah, I think that the whole crux of what I've always been looking for is an organization that had a culture that had kind of the core values and ethics to treat people with dignity and respect, and being the leader of the organization and being able to imprint those on the people that work for us, the people that buy franchises from us, and now with the E-2 visas, the people coming in from around the world, it's been magical to share and embrace, and people really connect to the core of our ethics and values.
Awesome. So speaking of the E-2 visa, do you guys have many franchisees that are in the E-2 visa category, so to speak?
It's interesting. So it just started last year. I made a mention of it at the Entrepreneur Sources annual convention, and they came forward pretty quickly. And so we had somebody come from the United Kingdom, and he bought a franchise in Vancouver, Washington. Then we had somebody come from Brazil, and they bought in Katy, Texas. And now I'm working with somebody that's another Brazilian coming this way. And then I have somebody from Abajur, and so he's actually coming to meet us for the first time, Meet the Team Day here in Denver, Colorado. He'll be here on the 22nd of May.
Awesome. Great. So what do you think it is that appeals to the E-2 visa candidate? Is it a certain piece of the model? Is it the culture? Is it what do you think it is?
I think fundamentally, we're an employee-based organization. Our craftsmen are W-2 employees, and we offer them health insurance and 401ks and vacation pay. We treat them, as part of the family. And so that's one of the main requirements, is that you have to have X amount of employees. I think it's 4 or 5 employees for the E-2 visa to be valid. And then we also have a store location. It's not a retail store location. It's very easy to find. It's 400 to 600 square feet off the beaten path. So with the office and the employees, we qualify. But I really have found, in particular, I just was speaking with a gentleman from Brazil, and he had the very similar sentiments as the others I've dealt with, is that they want to come, and join the United States and do it legally and do it correctly. And this is a tremendous avenue for somebody to do it. And then when they get here, they have the opportunity to grow a business and live the American dream. So I think all that pushes together. And at the end of the day, I've always been very, very embracing of other cultures and different ideas and ideals. And I think that comes across in our conversations, and they feel comfortable with our organization, that they can join and fall into the family and be as welcome as anybody.
Yeah, that's huge. The benefit side, I would think, is a really compelling piece that certainly I would think would make everyone feel like family. So that's great to see. That's not very common, That's wonderful. I'm sure that's a big piece that helps a lot.
Yeah, I think, Thomas, just kind of speaking of the craftsmen real quickly, a lot of the gentlemen that join us, and we have a few female craftsmen, not as many as I would like. They're in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and even in their 70s. And the new construction's tough on their bodies, and they're unable to perform at a level they used to. And what they find with Handyman Matters is it's lighter construction. They can do the job. They use their brain as much as their back. And it's created this opportunity for them to continue in a career that they spent decades mastering. And so it feels really good. And as they work less and make more, they tend to be better fathers, better spouses, better community members. And we all bond together in a really tight culture in each community to count on each other. So it's a fascinating business in that respect, and welcoming people from around the country or around the world into our family is easy for us.
Oh, that's wonderful. So how about the support and the training? What does it look like? If we said, okay, I'm coming from Brazil, I'm coming from the United Kingdom, I've signed up, I got my visa, I know where I'm living, I know my territory. What's that first initial training going to be like? And then what's it going to be like 6 months, 12 months in? How's the support going to be there?
Sure. I take that pretty seriously. So what we have our candidates do, whether they're from around the world or from the United States, is join us in Denver for a 1 week. That week is a pretty intense week, and it's preceded by 35 days of onboarding. There's training. They're set up from a checklist. It's a shared Google document that we share together, and they set up everything from their bank account to their business structure type, LLC or S corp, and those 35 days are also a lot of training videos on how we do what we do. So when they arrive, it's a really adult learning type environment where people we do a brief introduction of the topic, and then we actually do it. So if it's booking a job that a customer would call in on, we actually have the phone ring, have somebody on the other side. We have them book the job. So it's very good for the adult learner. It's all week. We ask them to bring their team coordinator or their customer service representative with them, because 4 ears are better than 2. And having an office manager, office personnel that knows the whole picture has proven to be extremely valuable to them. So then they complete training. We open within a month. We've got a 13-month marketing plan. And so we start that 1 month before they open. We have a nationwide recruitment platform. So we start that 2 weeks before they open. And we have 2 people land the day they're opening. I have my regional director of field support, who works with the owner on business acumen and operations. And then I have an additional regional director of field support, and she works with the team coordinator in the office organization. So we're there the first week opening. Then in 60 days, we come back, make sure all the wheels are on the road. I assign a regional director of field support that speaks to them weekly. We also assign them a digital marketing manager to work with them weekly on their digital marketing game, both search engine optimization and search engine marketing, SEM and SEO, and also the social media components that are so needed and necessary in today's environment. And then we have regular conference calls on best practices. We join one of the other franchise owners that's been in the system a while with them as a mentor program. And then we work together to provide them the roadmap. And then we ask them what their idea of success is, and we hold them accountable to it. We have an annual convention. This one's this December in Denver, Colorado, and that really bonds everybody together. And the spirit of it is if somebody needs something, we always tell them never start with a blank piece of paper, because we've probably created it, tried it, and or have a copy for you, or have a good reason why you shouldn't do it. So, so we have a pretty comprehensive program after 21 years.
No kidding. That's impressive. I mean, that's obviously very compelling to want to join because of all the training, the support, the systems that are in place. You know, I find that a lot of individuals, especially those coming from other countries, are concerned. You know, how much support am I really going to get? Is a franchise really a good thing to consider? And you know, there are some that maybe are better than others, but Handyman Matters clearly is established and proven and has great systems. The marketing piece, that sounds really interesting. Could you elaborate maybe a little bit more? I think you said 13 months.
Yeah, so we believe start fast, stay fast, right? Start strong, stay strong. So we start marketing 1 month before we open, and then we book on that first week. And 2 weeks later, it's a little bit of a gut check for some people to trust us. But then in 2 weeks, the phone's ringing. 2 weeks, we start hiring the first 2 or 3 craftsmen that we're going to utilize to deliver the service. And then there is a half-day onboarding orientation for each craftsman. And then we put 2 and 2 together. But our marketing is really diverse. It's not just digital. I've got a global leader running our digital program. I have assigned digital marketing manager to each franchise owner. So he supports their day-to-day wants, needs, and wishes, mainly in the pay-per-click environment. And then on the SEM side, the search engine marketing, on the SEO side, we write an article every quarter for them, and we create a local link so that their organization starts to grow. Our whole system works off of an app. So when a consumer calls in, we set the appointment, our craftsman shows up, he calls the night before, he's dispatched on an app. He takes a before and after picture of each project, and that instantly gets uploaded into the website of the local franchise owner. And then secondarily, it's instantly, as soon as the job ticket is completed and paid for, a review is sent. So that review is filled out by the consumer, and that's instantly posted to the website, the local website. And then that triggers an email campaign. That email campaign starts with a thank you for the customer you just serviced. And then it starts a drip campaign to help people understand that we are more than just a repair and maintenance organization. We do critical projects. We do a great bathroom, Thomas. We do a great kitchen. We do great decks. Our name Handyman Matters doesn't always have people first notion to think that, but man, are we good at home improvements. And that really is our bailiwick, is that home improvement category. So we build a base of happy repair customers, and we engage them through trust and fairness, and we do larger home improvement projects for them over the years. So it really creates that foundation of the business.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that reviews piece that goes out to the customers, that's got to be pretty big. I know whenever I'm looking for a company, I'm looking at reviews. I want to see that, frankly, other people have tried it before me.
Right.
So I can already kind of inherit some of that trust. That's brilliant. So that's already automated. That's part of what, as a franchisee, we'll get when we join with Handyman Matters.
Yeah, it just took 21 years to get it done. It's been a mountain, but I feel our technology and our marketing and our operations and our support have just become so significant to people's success. And that's why, you know, as people come from other countries, there are some challenges. You know, you do need a social security number to get around in the United States. You do need the ability to apply for some credit on trade accounts. And there's some barriers. But if you have a good franchisor with solid state systems, I think it makes it easier on the people moving here, because they're usually buying a house, selling a business in their old country. They're landing here, having to rent an office space. There's a lot of moving parts, and the E-2 visa process in general is a very patient process, and that's what I tell everybody on the first call is this is going to take a while, and I'm going to exercise extreme patience. I have CPAs and I have attorneys that are familiar with international laws, and I will share those with you right now. And if you so choose, please use them. However, if you have your own resources, know that I'm here to help. And I think that's I can't tell you how grateful the people I've worked with have been. Kind, humble, caring people, and I'm just so proud to bring them over here and be a part of that.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a team, right? There's no way that any one person can start and expand, and especially bring in candidates from other countries all on their own. So it sounds like you've got the resources for kind of the legal side too. That's comforting. That's good. That's definitely something we'd want to see. How does it work if, say we are applying for the E-2 visa, we're looking for an opportunity? What kind of requirements are you going to have of a candidate to want to have just an initial conversation with them to make sure that they're qualified? Do they need to have a certain amount of money, a certain amount of experience, a certain amount of education? What do those requirements look like?
Yeah, the base requirements that are the same for anybody and everywhere is we have a $200,000 net worth requirement, so they have to have that at least that $250,000 net worth, and then they're probably going to need around, if you're just here and you're not moving around, our investment range is 90 to 120,000. So I always let them know that they should probably plan on the top end of that 120,000 for working capital. And that's enough to buy the franchise, the territory, and have the working capital to open and get past break even into your profitability. So that 120 is just the top end of the range that we have. And we did have our Brazilian man did have a little trouble with, he didn't have the Social Security number when he first opened, so we set up some accounts on his behalf. So I think you really have to be flexible and know that there's going to be some credit, getting credit challenges. If you don't have a Social Security number, a challenge with that. You do need a good E-2 visa attorney. There's very good ones out there, and every I has to be dotted, every T has to be crossed. That goes to the consulate. The consulate has to interview you. It's a very, very sophisticated process to get through this. So there's no way to, I don't know of anybody who's done it on their own. They need somebody to help. And then on this side, you have to be careful with things like if they own businesses in other countries, which ours do, that they don't end up being taxed internationally. So there's a lot to it. It takes a lot of advice from a CPA and an attorney in the United States to set it up properly so you don't get taxed internationally. And then you need an attorney to help with the immigration process. So but I can't tell you how the stories I've heard, it really does come down to their children and wanting them to get a great education, and perhaps the moral conscience of some of these countries they're coming from don't meet their moral conscience, and they want their kids to have the best chance they can in life, and that's generally the root or the foundation of why they're making the move.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen that quite a bit, helping foreign nationals across the world. That there's all kinds of different things going on, but children are a big piece of it. And in a country like America, where we just have probably too many opportunities in America, but it is certainly a blessing to have. So,
yeah.
So Andy, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, and I had a discussion with somebody yesterday. He's an E-2 visa from Brazil, and just that if somebody writes you a check in Brazil, you have no, it's either stop payment or insufficient in funds. There's really no way to collect it. So it was very unusual for him to hear that we've got lots of ways to collect checks in America. There's no structure financially for a business owner or operator. And it's frustrating because you can get stuck doing something for somebody, think you're paid, and then have no retribution to get paid. So I think operating here is safer in some respects, and in some countries. That's certainly not a general statement. That's a specific comment.
Oh, that's great. I think that's something that as an American, I just kind of take for granted.
Yeah.
And you probably do too a lot of the times, that there's always a recourse. It's another great part of what, business opportunities in America look like. That's a good point.
Yeah, just the legal backing to support agreements and contracts and exchange of monies through check. I was blown away, and he was blown away by the protective levels we have.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Well, for those of you that are watching, how are you feeling about Handyman Manners? Maybe put a comment down below, or ask a question, or schedule a call. Andy, what would be the best way to reach out to you and have an initial call and learn more?
Yeah, I'm always open to that. Even if you're just thinking about going into small business. I'm a promoter of small business. If you go with us, I'll absolutely cheer louder than if you go with somebody else. But if you pull yourself out of the daily grind, if this is a vehicle to help you move your family from one country to another, or if you're ready to kind of take the freedoms that are offered through business, just reach out to me. I'll talk to anybody anytime. Andy@handymanmatters.com is a very simple way to get a hold of me. Andy@handymanmatters.com, and you can always look at handymanmatters.com and handymanmattersfranchising.com for more information. The phone numbers are there as well. And Thomas, I'm very grateful that you brought this notion up. It's an important mechanism for people around the world.
It is. At U.S. Franchise Visa, our goal is to help people live the American dream through franchise ownership. And we've been into franchising for over 10 years, so we know what it's like to be investigating something and maybe being new to it. So yeah, I was honored to have you on the call today too, and learn about Handyman Matters and get the opportunity to spread the word about a fantastic franchise opportunity.
Thank you, Thomas. It was a privilege, and I really appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you, as do I, Andy.
Thank you, sir.